Did you ever figure out who's actually like running this meeting?
I was hoping you were.
You do.
Okay. Well, notice of this meeting has been published and posted in accordance with the Freedom of Information Act and the requirements of the town of Kiowa Island. We've not had formal minutes, but I know that Keely had sent out the notes that we had taken from the last meeting. Did anyone have any questions or issues with that? Good.
No.
Well, the only stuff on our old business was that, and then new business was Keely, you want to review this season in terms of the virtual events? We're almost finished. We've got one more scheduled for April 10th, but you had sent out your little the buzz sheet, which had some of the information on it. I don't know if there are any questions or you just want to go over what we've done so far.
Yeah, I'll talk about it for a second.
Okay.
So we did.
Do you want to share screen?
Yeah.
And Ms. Connolly, just as a reminder, this is the buzz sheet is what we'll give it wasn't ready for this council's packet, but for the next month you will have this in the town council packets.
Yeah, it's very helpful.
So everyone can see that.
Yes.
Yes.
And not all the crazy things that are on my desktop.
Yeah.
So if you recall, last quarter, we had the Fred Moyer holiday event, and that was successful. So we did 3 more in quarter 2. We had 2 Quentin Baxter events, and we had the Charleston Symphony at West Beach. And Quentin was able to send me some stats on his events between when I shared this draft with you and now. And he said it was about 575 registrations for both. And I want to say probably around 350 views. And then for the Charleston Symphony, we did the registration, so we know exactly how many people signed up, and it was 114. And when I checked it after it had been up for most of the time, it was 134 views. And so the symphony was available to view for 7 days for people that registered, and the Quintins were available. They were only supposed to be available for 48 hours, but Quentin got such great feedback that he extended them for a few days, which was really nice.
Yeah.
And I, from looking at the people who are registering, it is Arts Council hardcore fans, which is really nice to see, just very familiar names. So that's really wonderful. One thing to note about the symphony is the Arts Council went to the taping, just our members, and the sound in West Beach was incredible. So that's really great for us to know moving forward. Ken Lamb and the whole symphony was super excited about that, which is even more awesome because we were able to reschedule the house tour so we could hold the Charleston Symphony in the fall in West Beach. So great stuff there. And then we have the Small Glories, which will premiere this weekend and be available for 7 days. And we have 48 households registered for that right now. And then at the bottom of the sheet, I just note a few, things about where we're at. And David, we can talk about that a little more when you talk about the new season, because I think that was next on the agenda.
Yeah, and I was one of the people that attended the rehearsal of the taping that the symphony put on a couple of weeks ago, and Keely's really right about the sound and the hall. It's much better than East Beach was, so I'm really excited about the acoustics. The only difficulty has been, and the resort has a lot of backed up events for all the ones that were canceled this year. So what they saw is they had a lot of events booked for 2021-22 and all the canceled events from this year. And so it was, the venue was very difficult to sort of find free time on. So we had a lot of date changing and things, and I think that's it may just be a 1-year thing. I'm hoping it is, because this has been about the toughest year to sort of figure out and especially get that facility for some of our events for next year. So anyway, but the rehearsal was fabulous. The sound was great, and as Keely said, the musicians loved it. They really did.
That's great.
So on new business, we're just going to review sort of the next season. It's my grandson sort of wandering by the way. What you get in Zoom. I'm in West Virginia, so this is my first chance to visit with them. So it's been great. I've had a good time. Anyway, do you have anything? Do you want me to share a screen? I can probably find it on my computer for next season. The summary. You're on mute.
I can share the spreadsheet really quickly.
Okay.
So we were very fortunate that we were able to reschedule so many of the events that we couldn't have last year. So let me make this big. All right, everyone can see?
Yes.
So starting off, as is kind of tradition, will be Charleston Jazz at West Beach. And then we have an a cappella group, the Charlestones. We have Morant's back again, which is always a crowd favorite. Pure Theater. We have a lovely cellist that will be at Church of Our Savior. The Charleston Symphony, like I mentioned, at West Beach. A magician, which is always fun to do something a little different. Burning River Brass, which is great. The Quintons again. Liquid Pleasure, which of course we all know is the ultimate hit. And we have Charlton Singleton this year, which is really great. He's so talented, so that will be fun. David's event, Carla Bonoff, a little different for us. Will be exciting to have something more pop rock. Is that how you would describe it?
Yeah. She did a lot of songs for Linda Ronstadt, and was very, very popular in the 80s and 90s. Still touring. We're still trying to get a routing date for her in the spring, so I'm still dealing with the agent. Although the agent contacted me yesterday and said, "How would you like to do a Bruce Springsteen tribute band?"
Oh,
And I said, "I don't know about that. Send me the information on it." So he's going to, if maybe for next season, or the season after, we'll see.
And then we have Columbia City Ballet, which will be super special. It's the art of Jonathan Green come to life on the stage. Really cool. So that'll be awesome at West Beach again. A violinist named Ben Bielman. He's young and cute and everything. And Quentin Baxter. So Charleston Symphony in the spring. Our young artists that we do, that will be, is it theater, David?
Yeah, they're going to be doing either audition pieces or scenes from musical theater. So instead of just having musicians, we're going to look at their theater department. And they're going to present probably little vignettes from different musicals. That's the plan anyway at this point. We're trying to work around their spring break and just to see what day. So that's still a TBA.
And that's College of Charleston.
Yeah.
I just want Marianne to know that.
okay.
We might want to put that on the.
Yeah, on the schedule.
Mm-hmm. And then the Brubeck brothers. I don't think they're still celebrating his centennial though. I think that was a year and a half ago. So we might have something different, but they will be here. And then Conrad Tao, this is a really big deal. Conrad Tao is sort of like the newest, coolest thing in classical music. He's like the bad boy of piano, I think. But he's been on NPR and he's a really big deal. So it's a good get. We're excited about it. And then Blues by the Sea and Piccolo Preview. The great thing about this season is we were able to budget for event services at each of the events to help with ticket taking, ushering, crowd management, parking if needed. So we're excited to see how that helps out with the workload with the Arts Council.
Can I ask a question? Just may have already answered. So for the schedule for next season, why is Quentin on there 3 separate times? Do we like really like him?
He does a series for us. It's a Quentin Baxter Presents, and it's a 3-part series.
And he
But
does
it's not
every
time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he does
him every time. Okay.
And he's heavily, sorry, David. He's heavily into the jazz scene, so he brings people that we would not normally get access to. So
yeah, and in fact, he sometimes just introduces the act. Sometimes he'll play drums with them if they need him, but more often than not, he'll bring in a group from New Orleans or Memphis or all over the country, or a singer or something like that he wants to bring to the area. And so it's really a Quentin Baxter Presents kind of thing.
Okay, I understand that, because it's just, okay, it's very much similar to Earl Clue Jazz Festival every year. What Earl really didn't play, he just brought in people for the weekend. Okay, got it.
And the cool thing about this season was pretty easy because most of the acts were canceled events from the current season. And so we felt we had some loyalty to the groups that we ended up canceling. So we basically tried, except with a couple of exceptions, to reschedule the folks that we ended up having to cancel because of the pandemic. So fingers crossed, we start in August, and we're hoping, we can see even in Charleston and around the country, they're starting to do live events slowly in terms of capacities. And we're just hoping by August or by the fall, things will be up and running. I think people are the virtual stuff is great, but there's no substitution for being there and for having live music and events.
Is I see the piccolo on there. Is the Spoletto Festival going to take place?
Spoletto is supposed to happen. In fact, I thought they were. I'm out of town, so I thought yesterday's paper they were going to do. So I haven't seen the paper. They were going to have some sort of preview. Has anyone seen the Post Courier from yesterday? Was there anything in there?
Yesterday was Sunday. No, I didn't see anything. I looked at the paper.
I'm on their mailing list, and I had they have like $400 of mine from last year. So they're supposed to tell me what they're booking. Piccolo Spoletto is probably not going to happen.
Oh, really?
But the big Spoletto, I think on a limited event, they're supposed to be doing something, and they're supposed to be announcing it very soon. So
I know I get mail from them, but it hasn't been revealed totally.
exactly, and it's supposed to, the reveal is supposed to be now, as far as I had heard. So, but I haven't gotten an email either, Marianne. So I'm with you. I don't know what they're planning. So
okay, we'll see. And why wouldn't Piccolo take place?
I think because of I think the folks who did Piccolo, which is mainly the city and their arts events, they just didn't feel ready, and especially because of the venues, we're not ready. College of Charleston hasn't done their events. They're not doing theater. All of it's being virtual this year. So I think
that makes sense.
They just didn't have the organization to try to pull something off that quickly. And when you think about it, May is next month, and things are still not really ready. People are still reticent about going to stuff.
They are.
And I think that'll happen until at least July. So we'll see.
Thank you.
But we're excited about the season, and I'm very excited about the event services that we're going to be dealing with. I don't know if some of you have heard that we lost a couple of Arts Council members. Gary Rice died very suddenly last week and a half ago. just horrible. And you know, it was so sudden and so quick. He found out he was ill over Christmas, and you know, in a few months, just horrible. Very, you know, young. I think he was in his 60s. I think probably.
63, I heard.
Yeah, just. And Richard Ames, who was a good friend of Gary, resigned as well. So one of the things we're also doing is sort of doing a recruitment effort. We're going to send out some information to see if we can get some folks who might be interested. And as Keely and Stephanie knows, we'd love to have some younger board members. So we'll see, or younger Arts Council members. That's pretty much the recap of next season. Any questions or concerns or
I just have one question about the West Beach Conference Center. Have you resolved the parking?
Well, now that they're not doing the hotel, or at least the hotel is on standby, we can use the parking lot where they were doing the construction on it, which adds a whole lot of spaces. So I'm really not worried for next season as much as I was. Because they also have a garage that we can use, which they told us we can use, which is in back. Although people don't know about it, but if you go around and make that entrance, and they said we can use that for our events as well.
Great. Shouldn't be a problem.
I'm not as worried as I was about 4 months ago.
Yeah, we were going to have to get really creative with some shuttle service.
Yeah.
So.
That's about it. We've had some good comments on the symphony. I know that Becky Hillstadt, who organized that event, has been getting a lot of email supporting her, and we got some. I wish we had some better press, but I think the cool thing about the symphony virtual event was Ken Lamb and the symphony really thanked Kiowa, the mayor, the city council, the town, which was very nice. And we had our logo in back. So I think the stuff, and that went out to all the symphony members as well, the folks that subscribed. And I think they're going to make that ready maybe next week or after their next concert, Keely, for their subscribers as well, which means the town gets a lot of nice publicity and promotion from that as well. So.
Same thing with Quentin. He thanks the mayor by name and the town, and really gave us a lot of
That's nice.
good airtime.
Yeah. That's all I've got. Keely, Stephanie, anything else as far as you can think?
This is just more of a admin question. Are you going to have a co-chair on this, David, like you had with Gary? Are you guys going to pull a member to be a co-chair on this board?
I'm still working on Jody Rush, and she didn't at first. She's sort of acting as my unofficial co-chair, I guess, because it's good to have someone who's been on the Arts Council for a while to run ideas by, and she's been great. One of the reasons she didn't want to do it initially, she had shoulder surgery about a month ago, and she's recovering now. But I've asked her to sort of be, my other ears and eyes to answer some questions, and I've been going over some things. I'm hoping I can actually talk her into it officially, but if I can't, it's been really nice having her sort of answering questions and helping behind the scenes. So
we could always publish her name and say she's your, vice chair.
Force her into it.
Yeah, we could do that.
Oh, that was temporary. Oh, I'm sorry.
But she's been fabulous. She's it's really interesting combination of personalities, and she's very good at sort of navigating those personalities, and slightly more diplomatic than I am at times. So
I just got an email. Oh, they're going to give an update on Spoletto at Our World.
Yeah, the columnist for the Post Couriers, maybe she'll know something. That's on Thursday, Marianne, I think. Yeah.
It's let me see if it has a date.
It's Maura Hogan, right?
Yeah, Maura Hogan. I registered for that too. I'm interested in seeing she teaches with me at the Arts Administration program at the College of Charleston, and if anyone knows what's going on, it will be Maura.
3 o'clock on April 8th, Thursday.
Register for that as well.
Great. Well, I didn't have anything else. I'll be on the next call for the Arts Council.
Yes, that's going to be Thursday, May 6th at 2 o'clock.
I'll write it down now in ink.
Perfect.
And we'll send you a reminder as well. And those meetings are open. And I think we'll start talking about planning for the season afterwards. The only thing I've asked the Arts Council folks to do is to make sure they have their alternates for the event managers for next year. And Keely is finishing up with the data sheet that we all submit in terms of what each artist needs. So we'll get those submitted so we can start working on, because August will be here before we know it. So
Okay.
we got to get ready to go.
Once vacations start, forget it.
Yeah.
All right.
Anything else?
Nothing
No,
for
thank you
me.
very much, David.
Nope, great job.
Okay. Well, thank you all. I'll be back in Kiowa tomorrow, so make that long drive. I got here and it started snowing, and it was just so bizarre. But it was 70 degrees yesterday, so go figure.
Oh, nice.
Great. Well, enjoy the rest of your time.